This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 983, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, author, podcaster, speaker, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
Man, feels so good to say that. And from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, and mogul, Derek Minor.
What up? Hey, so before we get started, I forgot to do this on the last show, so I want to do it. I need to give a shout out to Sarah Koenig. She DM'd me while I was in Boston and told me of two phenomenal coffee shops.
Ooh.
So I just was like, I have to make sure that she know, that the world knows that if you in Boston, you need to holla at Sarah Koenig because she gonna get you right. She told me about the spot called Clover and the spot called the Thinking Cup. And look, Boston, I didn't know y'all was doing it like this. I ain't gonna even lie. I mean, I should have known because Boston is a pretty fire city. You know what I mean? But I think just my distaste for the Celtics made me just, kind of discredit the whole thing. So, but yeah, shout out to Sarah, though. I just had to make sure she gets some love. She said she's been listening to the podcast forever, so I want to make sure she got a little
nice.
love.
Looky there, Sarah. Love it.
I do the same thing sometimes, Derek. Like I saw No Big Deal 6 months ago. He was like, I'm in Orlando. What's there to do? And I hit him up and gave him go here, go here, go here.
Yep.
And he was like, he did my full itinerary. He's like, man, that was amazing. All the local spots. You need to you need to ask a local, and then you have a totally different experience. I'm glad Sarah hooked you up. It's great.
Yeah, she hooked me up.
Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to worship artist Amanda Cook. She has a brand new album out. We're excited about it. We can't wait for you to hear that segment. We also have a game that Tyler prepared for us at the end of the show. All I know about it is it's called Who Asked for This? Who Asked for This? That's coming up, but stay tuned right now. Up next, it's Slices.
We throw our sneakers on the phone line, then we're gone in no time. Swimming in the low tide, sand in our feet. Because when we were kids, we were running around with nothing else to do. When we were kids, we were falling in love, was only me and you.
You're listening to Young Friend. The song is When We Were Kids, which is When I Was Your Young Friend, which is the name of the band. See what they did there? Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. Okay, it's time for
Slices.
All right, what do you have, Jesse?
All right. I wanted to bring an interesting survey that recently got distributed by Gallup. And it's about people's perception of the Bible and how it's changed in recent years. and I'm going to read it. But then I also had an observation that I wanted to throw by you guys, because I feel like this kind of touches on something that we've talked about in a recent episode about sort of perceptions about, Christianity sort of from outside the bubble of people who kind of grew up in it. So this is the lead from the study from Gallup, which they just published. A record low 20% of Americans now say the Bible is the literal word of God. That's down 24% from down from 24% the last time the question was asked in 2017, and half of what it was at high points in 1980 and 1984. Meanwhile, a new high of 29% say the Bible is a collection of, quote, fables, legends, history, and moral precepts recorded by man. This marks, and it closes by saying, this marks the first time significantly more Americans have viewed the Bible as not divinely inspired than the literal word of God. So essentially, It's been a pretty dramatic drop in people who say the Bible is the literal word of God versus people who say it's fables, history, moral precepts. So I dug into this a little and looked at the actual questions asked. People were asked
Jesse, can I ask you a question real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was this just regular old Americans, or is this Christian? People who identify as Christians?
This is general population of Americans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said in the 80s it was double that? Like it was in the 40s or something? And now it's 22%?
Yeah, it's half of what it was. But I looked at the questions that were being asked, and I have a theory, and I want to run it by you guys, because that is significant, a drop in half about, the nature of Scripture. But here's what they were asked. Which of the following statements comes closest to describing your views about the Bible? And here's the three questions. It's actually word of God to be taken literally, inspired by God, not all to be taken literally, or it's fables, history, moral precepts recorded by man. When I see those, I'm kind of, in my mind, I'm like, I kind of think all three of those are true. Like, I do think the Bible is literally inspired by God, but it's not all to be taken literally, which doesn't, I do think there are parables and things in the Bible that...
Which would have been A and B.
Yeah, which would have been A and B, but I also think it is comprised of fables, history, moral precepts recorded by man. I don't think that, I think that's how a lot of, there's a lot of stories in the Bible that we clearly know are histories that are moral precepts by godly people, and, kind of different, kind of cultural stories that kind of got passed along in the form of not necessarily fables, but parables. Parables and fables are kind of the same thing. So I almost think that this doesn't really necessarily indicate like a lack of of how religious people are or how they revere the word of God. Maybe it does, but I think it also could just show that our understanding of the Bible has evolved, whether you can point to books, thinkers like N.T. Wright, who've talked about a lot about this. Rob Bell's, what is the Bible? Sort of the deconstruction and reconstruction movement. I think all three of those statements can be true at the same time, and I think our understanding of that may have evolved just as much as our understanding of what the Bible actually is evolving. Do you guys see those as questions that are in conflict with each other?
I see what you're saying, because I too would say, like, it just depends on. You would have to find the most truth in A, B, or C, which feels like a test gone wrong. Like it is going to be skewed a little bit, is what it feels like.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of feels like an all of the above situation.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is interesting, how different Americans feel over the last 20 years about the Bible. I mean, this is exactly why, some extreme right-wing people would claim, like, we've lost our godliness in our country,
They'll point to this study.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could
pray out of schools and now look at what happened.
Yeah, but you could also point to this study and say, hey, it's actually, in some ways, we've got more moral, because the Bible, people would use the literalism of the Bible to justify a lot of injustices that we now recognize are social injustices. So I think it kind of cuts both ways too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. What do you have, Jamie? I mean, this has been a month plus in the making. Everybody is on waiting
no
with bated
pressure.
breath. We're on pins and needles. Go.
Oh my gosh, then I'm going to greatly let you down, is all I have to say about that. Because I will say that I read the Post. That's just my news choice. I did read the Post every day and just feel like I don't even know what's happening with the world. So
The Christian Post?
Washington Post.
Oh. At least it won the New York Post. 'Cause I was like,
Okay. So the biggest news that I have to tell you guys is nothing to do with Supreme Court or what's happening around the country, is that Subway released 12 new menu items this summer, and they gave away 1 million sandwiches this week. You missed it. If you're listening now, I'm sorry. I apologize. But if you were able to get a hold of one of those free sandwiches, Jesse, I'm sure you got one. How was it?
It was. Let me say, because of that meatball sub, I didn't need to go to Italy. I had my own vacation to Italy in the form of a meatball sub.
He literally hasn't been to the bathroom in 9 days since having that meatball sub.
It's so gross. But Subway is still like booming and still coming out with new stuff. They have a whole new menu this summer, and they gave away 1 million sandwiches, which, you know what we need right now in our country is we need free sandwiches. So when everything's like blowing up, Subway is coming in to say, Americans, I got you. Here's a free sandwich.
That's one institution.
When was the last time y'all voluntarily ate at a Subway? And not because you're stuck at like a rest stop on a road trip and that was the only restaurant in the gas station.
Literally, I would probably say 15 years. No lie, I'm not kidding.
There's literally one. It is the closest restaurant to my house. There's one on the corner of my neighborhood. Been there twice. And it was because a member of my family wanted to eat there, not because I did.
Look, how many times this month have I been to Subway? Now you're asking a question. Okay, I got a sub card. Okay, they still do those, guys. The Subway sub of the month.
Get it punched?
Derek, help me out here, man. Subway ain't that bad, right?
He's not helping you out.
Subway, dog.
He's not helping you out.
You on your own on this one, dog.
That's a foodie.
Yes, bro.
When I was in high school,
you would be lucky if I eat a sandwich without some sort of aioli or something.
There you go.
I'm gonna be honest.
Look,
I used to eat foot-long meatball subs when I was in high school. Like that's how a high school girl's bodies works, is I could eat a foot-long meatball. If I eat a foot-long meatball sandwich right now, I'd be in bed for 4 days. Like that's just, 44-year-old women cannot be doing that.
I've never had a meatball sandwich it's never looked good to me.
Oh.
Even when I was just eating McDonald's and stuff every day, just the idea of a meatball sub just did not sound right to me.
Many Americans disagree with you.
When I worked at Kmart back in the day, and there's a Subway next door, okay? And I would walk over there on my lunch break. They would do sub of the month, and it was very cheap. When it was meatball month, oh, forget about it. It was every day. It was every day. When sub of the month and meatball month, it's like a solar eclipse that rarely happens. But when it does, you prepare yourself for it. You change your plans. And that's what happened when those two things align.
What I don't
meatball sub
understand
still holds up.
At my age now is like that sandwich, you hold it in your hands and it weighs half a pound. But if I ate that sandwich, I would gain 6 pounds. So I don't understand how Subway works.
It expands. It just blows up inside of you.
It's called gas.
Okay, there you go.
It's pretty impressive.
All right, what was the slice? Oh, they gave away 1 million
they gave
sandwiches.
away and they have 12 new menu items.
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. Free advertising.
So
there you go.
they gave away 1 million sandwiches. So they gave away how many feet of sandwich did they give away?
Oh my
that
gosh.
should be that's like an SAT question.
That is an SAT question.
All right. Yeah. Well, if all the subs are 11 inches long, y'all heard about that lawsuit, right? Somebody sued Subway. Somebody sued Subway because they got an 11-inch long sub and paid for a 12-inch sub. And
hey, where are my 12? I need all my inches.
I love the pettiness of this lawsuit. I love everything about it.
Yes. I need all the sub that I can get.
I hope Subway settled it with just inches of sub, like eye for an eye.
You get an inch of sub a day.
The judge is like, I rule in favor of the plaintiff. You get 3 feet of sub,
in individual inches.
Restitution is 3 feet of party sub.
Sliders is what you're saying. You get sliders.
You get a platter of sliders.
What do you have, Derek?
So first of all, look, I remember there was a time in my life where I said, you know what? I'm going vegetarian. Time in my life where I was like, you know what? My sister went vegan. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that out. And I probably lasted 6 hours. But my sister she's a cool vegan, but she not like the CrossFit vegan where it's like everybody has to know she's a vegan. But she'll give me a little side eye, make little comments about this and that and this and that. Well, here's a study just came out, and a study with some scientists in Ohio State. They found that meat alternatives are more unhealthy for you than regular meat, which
shocker.
Duh. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not actual meat. So, and it's processed and all of that. So look, for all y'all vegans and vegetarians that's eat your little seitan and whatever, you eat your little Impossible Burger, you eat your little Beyond Meat burger. I'm just letting you know, I'm making the more healthier choice, not you. You know what I'm saying? And I just saw some people 3D print meat. So good luck with that.
Oh, wow.
That's why I eat nothing but Subway meatballs.
That's a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it reminds me, Derek, of my favorite joke that works for either CrossFit or vegan. So you can just sub it out. How do you know that someone's a vegan? Or you could say, how do you know someone does CrossFit?
They'll tell you.
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Sorry, I didn't know that punchline, man. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
Know that's hilarious.
Okay, I do have to say, like, I like the science behind this, Derek, and I believe it to be true for a lot of, like, quote unquote fake meat. Now, if you're making your own, like, black bean burger at home, you can, like, make sure that it is healthy and stuff, right? I was vegetarian for years, and I actually enjoy a veggie burger. So the bad thing is, I guess I'm not getting the good nutrients, but if I were to go to a burger place, sometimes I'll pick a veggie burger over real meat. And I guess I'm eating worse.
That's not a meat alternative, though. Veggie
that's a veggie burger. You're right.
Right? Yeah, that's a veggie burger, right?
So this would be something that's saying,
like Impossible Burgers.
I do like the Impossible Burgers.
Yeah, the Beyond Burgers, all those joints. Like, yeah, those are bad. Those are not good for you. Which, I mean, you're making.
It makes sense.
It makes sense because you're making something that's not meat taste like meat. Mm-hmm. There has to be something along that process that is messing up the health of the food, the healthiness of the food. There was
a season where I was dating somebody who went through cancer and went super holistic during the recovery of that, and went vegan. Watched all the documentaries, read all the books, and I participated as well. And the key that I learned was the processed food thing. Mm-hmm. So if look at the label, I mean, if it's clean, natural, real food, eat it. And if it's got like 83 ingredients, I don't care if it says it's vegan, do not eat that stuff, and that's the thing, is the processing. So man, it's not shocking at all.
Yeah.
But crazy. All right. That'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Amanda Cook joins us.
Baby, don't go, don't go. I'm begging, don't leave, please don't leave. My heart no more. Please stay by me, We got so close, and we felt so free, I thought we were meant to be, but it seems all my life I wonder why, all my life I wonder why.
You're listening to Oliver Malcolm. The song is Baby Don't Go. Like if the baby was like heading toward a hole or something, you would want to yell that. Baby Don't Go. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose The Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold. Our guest today is Amanda Cook. She's a worship artist who's worked with Bethel Music in Maverick City and has begun to venture out on her own. She recently released her new album, State of the Union, which dives into the mental and spiritual health journey she's been navigating for the last few years. Amanda sat down with our very own downtown Emily Brown to open up about her struggles with mental health, how the church can partner alongside others who are struggling, and what worship means to her personally. Here is our conversation with Amanda Cook.
What is kind of the message behind the album?
This particular project felt like an exploration of the relationships that we all have within ourselves. So the relationship that we have with the divine, the relationship that I have with myself. Some relationships had dissolved or ended, or versions of them had come to an end. So there's a letting go. There's a feeling of loss. There's a feeling of death and resurrection in it, like in the innate sort of nature of it, I guess. This isn't an album about having figured something out. It's more of an exploration, which is how I approach writing anyways. I write mostly from my own clarity and sanity. And then if it helps someone, if it feels like, oh, this has medicinal properties or agent, like it's helping me. It's giving me articulation for something I didn't have articulation for before this. That's when I'm like, oh, maybe I could share this. Maybe I'll share this with the world, So this one kind of, it started writing itself, I guess, in 2020 when, all of us were scrambling for sanity and for some sort of form of coping. And I found myself returning to the instrument that I started with when I was little, which is the piano. And then right now I feel like I've been very aware of my panic and peace. I feel like it's a razor thin edge between the two, and the contrast is so great. And that instrument always offered me something it's so mystical to say, but I feel like I have a hard time articulating it, but music always felt like medicine to me, and it felt like memory to me. So when I would sit down at the piano, it's almost like the piano knew what I needed and knew what I needed to say. And I would just play like a little emo kid until I found it, without lyrics, without language, except just like the sound and the resonance and the frequency of the instrument. So I started returning to that.
Heavenly, your presence, here with me, my Jesus.
Do you ever get nervous or do you get excited, like just sharing these very like honest parts about your journey and like having like being vulnerable in this way? Or is that something
I get
that...
nervous. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I can feel that one in my throat. Yeah, I get nervous for sure. I'm a collector, and I'd say part of my challenge is that I tend to collect to keep. And so it requires a certain kind of, everyone's courage looks different, and it's all about the cost, right? Like it's all about what it costs us inwardly. We look at all the big things and we're like, that's bravery. But there's a lot of quiet, courageous people who are embracing the cost of their own bravery. You know what I mean? So for me, part of that looks like actually sharing anything. I think with the world, isn't it? I mean, I don't know of any artists that, I mean, there are probably some who, you know, have a Kanye level of confidence, which would be incredible. But yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, I'd say. By the time I release something, I think I generally feel like I want to have served that piece of it. And then when I release it, I feel released from it. So now it's everyone else's. Now we all get to share, and hopefully it, you know, serves some people and helps some people and gives language to people the way other artists have given language to me. You know, it's all kind of part of the alchemy of the thing. But I always have like waves of terror, and, you know, right before, especially just think maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. Like I had a real midlife crisis.
My bitterness, you warm my heart over with kindness. This is where the war ends. This is where the war ends. Oh, this is where the war ends. Leaving it in your hands.
You know, I'd really love to know, like, what does worship like look or mean to you, or look like to you? Like, what does that look like practically? Because I think we say, like, you know, we worship God, but it's like, what does that mean? Like, that's such a big word, but like, what does that actually look like?
I think for me at this point, I think I need to just start from the point that I'm at, because otherwise it's too out there. It's too esoteric. Christ is my compass, and I often forget that. Like, I forget that every morning. I go to bed at night. I can have the best day, go to bed at night. In the morning I wake up, it's a blank slate, and it's like, who am I? Where are we? What's the meaning of life? And I return to these things regularly, but the kindness of Jesus is my compass. So worship to me looks like entering into the conversation with him and going for a walk with Christ. So Christ, you know, in the interior castle, in the foreword alone that Mirabai Starr writes, it's so stunning. Just talking about the communion of everything, of basically Christ while I'm washing the dishes, Christ while I'm cleaning my floors, Christ while I'm going for a walk, Christ while I'm sitting with friends, Christ while I'm at the movies, Christ while I'm, you know, in my depression, in my anxiety. Christ, he's with me everywhere. And so worship to me is the response to that kind of presence, the presence of kindness that doesn't leave, has never left, never will, that won't untether itself from us. He's too wild about us. He loves us so much. And so to me, worship it sounds so simple, but I think it is getting more and more simple the older I get. It's the natural response to beauty, to being loved like that. And all of us have experienced having measures of love, measures of loss, being left or leaving. We've experienced all these, like, you know, the frayed edges of ourselves, the frayed edges of others. So it can be really hard to trust in a love like that. A love that actually would stay through the night, would stay through death and life, would stay through all of it. And every time I make contact with that truer truth, the God truth that you know, the promise of Jesus is good news for all people, for everybody. Everyone's included. So yeah, worship has become more and more the response to that presence, that still shimmering presence that is with me when I forget, with me when I remember, with me when I'm angry, with me when I'm enraged, with me when I'm still, with me when I'm manic, you know, all of it. Worship is just, it's love on fire.
Something is healing. I'm beginning to believe I'm what you think of me. Oh, this changes everything. It's like dreaming for the first time. Suddenly, the mountains don't seem too high. I see my future in your eyes. What a miracle of the mind. It's like I'm safe for the first time.
That was Amanda Cook. Make sure to check out her new album, State of the Union. It just came out. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's The Game.
Believe it when I hear that you won't see me. Don't you want me? You know I don't believe you when you say that you don't need me. Much too late to find. You think you've changed your mind? You'd better change it back or we will both be sorry. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh, don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh.
I was working as a waitress in a cocktail.
You're listening to Boy Pablo and Celine Autumn. The song is Don't You Want Me. You might have heard the original. All right, it is time for
Who asked for this?
It is a game that our very own Tyler Huckabee wrote from Paris. I am now opening it for the very first time. Jamie, did you miss Tyler's games?
Yes,
While
I
you were
miss
gone?
them a lot. I wish he would have just made games for the Ivy family while we were in Italy. We could have just played games all day long.
He should have.
I know.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Summer movie mayhem is upon us again, and with it, an avalanche of sequels. From Minions to Top Gun to Doctor Strange to Thor, the multiplex is full of multi-part sagas to reacquaint audiences with old friends, new adventures, and franchise frenzy. Everyone knows Hollywood loves a good sequel, but sometimes number 2 is too much. Good pun there, Tyler. Not every movie can recapture the magic, and in some cases, the sequel ends up so disastrously bad that everyone forgets it even existed. Well, almost everyone. You will be read the title and synopsis to 3 different sequels to beloved movies. 2 of them are fake. One of them is real. Be warned, many of these sequels ended up as made-for-TV specials with very few, if any, members of the original cast involved. If you haven't heard of them, that's often because film studios would rather you not know it existed. If you correctly guess which is the actual sequel, you'll get a point. If you win, you'll be crowned king or queen of the film nerd community. If you lose, your favorite movie will get a terrible sequel. All right, Jesse, you're up first.
All right,
here's your
good.
3 options. The Mask 2, Son of the Mask. A baby finds Jim Carrey's famous mask from the first movie, a baby. Number 2, Braveheart 2, Freedom. Robert the Bruce carries on William Wallace's fight to free Scotland from British rule. Or is it number 3, Clueless, Clued In? In college, Cher Horowitz deals with another love triangle and another shot at proving she's more than just a pretty face. Which is the real one?
Though I see them all, and they all seem somewhat plausible, I unfortunately know that Jamie Kennedy did star in a Mask sequel that was not as well beloved as the Jim Carrey version.
The Mask 2, Son of the Mask is the correct answer.
That was
All right.
an awful movie.
You saw it?
Yes, I did.
And Jamie Kennedy, I'll say this: Jamie Kennedy had a lot of juice at that time. Like he was doing the prank show, and it was remember when if you got X'd, the Jamie Kennedy experiment, and it was like, all right, how am I going to leverage this? I got one shot. I'm going to take the mantle from Jim Carrey, and he
be the next Jim Carrey.
He shot his shot, and who even knows what Jamie Kennedy's doing now? Yeah,
that was a brick.
That was in the Blockbuster video era where we'd go on a Friday night, pick out the movie. It's like, oh, The Mask 2. Oh, we should check that out. That looks funny.
Yeah. I remember The Mask. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
He's
here
got
we
a
go.
son?
Jamie,
Yeah.
Jamie, you're up. 2 fake, 1 real. Back to the Future 4. Doc Brown's twin sons discover their dad's old DeLorean and go on a time-hopping adventure to make sure their parents fall in love. Or S. Darko. Donnie Darko's little sister comes across the same strange supernatural forces her older brother did. Or Friday 4, Last Friday. Craig Jones and Smokey reunite for one last job.
Okay, so I don't even know what the second movie is. Darko or whatever. The first
Darko.
one. Okay.
S. period Darko. S.
Okay, I don't even know that. Back to the Future, I feel like that was a franchise that would have continued on and people would have known it. Friday the 4th? I only thought there were 2.
Friday 4, Last Friday, because it's the last.
Smokey, yeah. I'm going to go with, I think Friday 4 just made it straight onto TV.
S. Darko, the Donnie Darko sequel.
is.
I don't even know either. Well, there you go.
Jake Gyllenhaal was in the original.
Oh, wow.
It was like the dorm room movie of the moment back in the day.
It was fire though. It was weird. It was the
Mind-bender.
weirdest movie I ever
Have y'all
seen
seen
in my
the
life.
sequel?
But I don't
No?
want to see
Okay.
the sequel.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, you're up. Here we go. Angels in the Icebox. A down on their luck hockey team gets a supernatural winning streak when a second string goalie starts praying for victory. Angels in the Icebox. Legally Blonde 3, United Taste. Elwood's daughter must prove her worth in a bid for class president. Or Ace Ventura Jr., Pet Detective. The son of the late famous pet detective must prove his innocence in a string of zoo robberies.
Legally Blonde.
Ace Ventura Jr. is the real one.
Ironically, also starring Jamie Kennedy.
Ain't no way they did an Ace Ventura Jr., bro.
They did, man.
I need the receipts. I can't believe this
Notice
is true.
two of these are Jim Carrey
I'm about to
movies. Where
Google
like,
this right now. Hold on.
two of these are Jim Carrey movies where like, let's just try it with someone else. And
It's
yeah, it didn't
because Jim
work.
Carrey was such a massive, massive character. It makes sense though. Yo, this is a
So in a
real
situation
thing.
like that, would they have taken it to Jim Carrey first and he'd been like, nah, I'm out?
No, they did.
No, they went.
It's
okay.
a money grab by the studio. It's for a kid, Peppa Pig Jr., you know what I mean?
No.
Crazy. All right, Jesse, you're up. Return to Oz. Dorothy finds her way back to Oz, which has been almost entirely destroyed by its new authoritarian ruler. Goonies 2, Never Say Die. The gang reunites in their 20s to investigate mysterious saucers appearing over Astoria. Or Beetlejuice Jr., the son of the original Beetlejuice, is trapped on Earth and must cooperate with his new human family to return to the great beyond. What's the
What was say the first one again?
Return to Oz.
I'm going to say Return to Oz seems plausible that it could have happened like way back in the day and just kind of slid under the radar. There's a lot of Oz adjacent content back then. I'm going to go with that.
That is a good guess. Correct. Return to Oz is a real movie.
There
you go. All right, Jamie, you're up. Bridesmaids 2, For Better or Worse. An all-new group of gal pals find wedding plans going awry when the groom-to-be goes missing 1 week before the wedding.
Isn't that called the one that he goes to Vegas and lands with a tiger? Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Isn't that just The Hangover?
Right.
Yeah. World War Z 2. Set 10 years after the first movie, a new family in the American Southwest finds a small contingent of zombies who have survived to wreak more havoc. Or 2010, The Year We Make Contact, a sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey, in which the robot from the first movie reappears during the Cold War.
Okay, I think 2010 is too close to home. I think I would have known about a Bridesmaid 2 because I like Bridesmaids. So I'm going to go with whatever the second choice was.
World War Z 2?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. The real movie is 2010, The Year We Make Contact, a sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay.
There you go. All right, Derek, bring it home. Here's your 3. Sleepless in Seattle 2. Another lovelorn couple in the Pacific Northwest navigate a network of misconnections, this time via an internet chat room. Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure. Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure. After Cousin Eddie gets unceremoniously fired from his job, he and his family must endure the elements and each other when stranded on a tropical island. Or Sister Act 3, Sunday Best. This time, a pious Catholic nun is asked to help transform an old Baptist choir into a musical force to win the town talent show and save the church. Which is the real movie?
What was the first one?
Sleepless in Seattle 2.
Have you seen Sleepless in Seattle 1, Derek?
No,
I didn't think you
It's
had.
one of my favorite movies, man.
Oh.
Bruh. God, Dog. Itty bitty miny mo.
You've got mail. Sleepless in Seattle.
We're going with B.
Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure is correct.
Oh, I would watch that.
But here's the thing. I thought it was well established in Christmas Vacation that Cousin Eddie had been out of work for quite some time and had no plans on finding employment. So the plot of that film, I have some questions about.
Well, it's maybe a year later, and he got a job in that year, and then he got fired from that job.
It would make sense that if he got a job, he would be almost immediately fired. So
that whole series has about 10 movies in it
that we don't even know about.
One. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I picked it.
That's true.
Yep. There you go. All right. I don't know. Would we end with a tie? Is it one?
I have 0.
Jesse got 2.
Yeah.
Jesse got them both. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, Jesse got 2.
I did see Top Gun last night, you guys.
Yeah.
I loved it. Loved it.
That is how you come back to America.
That's right.
That's right. I'm assuming all incoming flights from other countries just play that on a loop. They don't even do like the seatbelt video. They're just like fire up Top Gun too.
Yep,
we got to get the whole
movie. It's like going to the danger zone. Yep.
Yeah. It's July. You're flying to America. Hey, Derek, you don't need to.
Yeah.
I took Cohen. He hadn't seen it, and I told him that guy died. That guy was his nemesis. You're good. It's like 12 seconds. You're fine. You're caught up.
Yesterday, we watched the first one and then went to the second one because my son and husband had not seen the first one, and I cried in both of them.
Yeah.
So it's one of the movies that you cry in?
Well, no one else cried but me. No one in the whole theater, just me.
She cried at the shirtless volleyball scene, beach volleyball scene.
See, that's why I kind of feel like
there were tears of joy. She left that part out.
Yeah.
To me, it's like this is like male Baywatch. Or something.
It's not.
Like, that's what it looks like to me.
The guy's like dancing, playing football.
Pretty much it.
Baywatch for women.
No,
that's what it feels like.
No one's complaining. This is America. This is America. We celebrate all type Baywatch for both genders. They're celebrated in our culture.
Baywatch for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like that's what it feels like.
Oh my gosh.
It's just
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Like I feel like she's the target market. So I'm sorry, Top Gun fans, but I've just never seen it.
Jamie Ivey crying tears of joy.
Yeah.
With all the good looking men fighting for America.
With strong cheekbones, and they're in the military. Like it's
training.
Just Tom Cruise does not look like he is 60 something. Is like I don't know what he's doing over there in the Scientology world.
I read before the movie came out, I read like they were catching up with the original cast and some of the love interests, some of the women from the first movie, they were like, well, why aren't you in the new movie? And one of them, the lead romantic interest lady, I forget her name, she goes, because I look age appropriate now.
It's so true. Yeah. She looks like a regular 64-year-old woman.
Yeah. I didn't age like Tom Cruise, and that's why I'm not going to be in the movie. So
I don't blame her.
Yeah, she didn't want that smoke. So there you go. All right. Well, that'll do it for Who Asked for This? There you go. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Amanda Cook for joining us today. Make sure to check out her new album, State of the Union. It's great. Just came out. Also, little internal stuff. Come on now. If you haven't seen our summer issue, it is stacked and it is out now. You can find it at relevantmagazine.com. Just click on the magazine tab. It is presented for free thanks to World Vision. Go check it out for free. If you want our ad-free enhanced edition, which is print-like design and it's gorgeously formatted for tablets and desktops, join Relevant Plus. Relevant Plus subscribers get an enhanced ad-free magazine. They also get unlimited reading at the website and ad-free. They get this podcast released early, ad-free, and an exclusive subscriber podcast each week as well. Plus more stuff in the pipeline. Check it out. Relevant Plus, all the information's at relevantmagazine.com. Just click on the Relevant Plus tab. You can find out all the plan options. They start as low as $250 a month. And it's a good experience. It's a great way to experience our content. Also, while you're at the website, make sure to check out our daily devotional series, Deeper Walk, which is presented by Lumo. There's a morning devotional email that you can get each weekday morning, or you can just check out the new post each weekday in our faith section on the website. It is a great way to start the day. First email I look at every morning. All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
I'm Derek Miner.
We will see you next time. Have a good week, everyone.
listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
I had my own vacation to Italy in the form of a meatball sub.
Relevant Podcast Network.